Hello everyone, Hunter here. I've just finished the 100%ing of Satisfactory video and just jumped in the game to get some stills and B-roll things. And I thought I'd add a little bit to the front of the video as a bit more of an intro and a bit of a teaser to some of the builds you'll see. Thank you for watching my video. This is the first video of this channel obviously, so any likes or subscribes to help the exposure is greatly appreciated. I really enjoyed this game, I really enjoyed going for achievements, and I hope you'll enjoy this journey too. So thank you for popping in, and thank you for spending your time here. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello fellow Fix-It employees, it's Hunter, and welcome to this 100%ing Satisfactory video. In this video we will tackle all of Satisfactory's achievements. We will build sprawling factories, we will sometimes automate them, we will repatriate natural resources, and, if we can help it, we'll add a few more names to the endangered species list. So sit back, strap in, and get ready to save humanity, possibly, but definitely meet minimum efficiency criteria. So me, Collie, and Speedy jump into the Meadows biome, where we actually pick up our first achievement pretty quickly for gathering all types of edible flora. Now this seems to be a bit of a weird one for me, because I very clearly only grabbed one berry and have not found the the bacon mushroom, or the nut fruit yet, but apparently that's good enough. The same thing happens in a few minutes with the power slug. But since we're new to the game, we just spend our time hoovering up leaves, wandering around, and just kind of getting a feel for what's going on.
What?
What?
It's
don't
like
know.
a
What are we
massive
doing?
bulbous
What the hell
sack
is
at the
that?
bottom.
What's what?
This giant
That?
elephant with like, yeah, that.
It's one of your favourite sheep.
That's what was staring at me when I'm done.
So after rummaging around and having a look at some of the locals, we decide it is probably time to look at setting up a base. And what's better than this large, open, flat area? Alright, this looks like a nice large flat area. Do we want to do our base here? Genius. So the hub sounds important. There's that stellar construction knowledge coming into play. The hub is important. It is the place that you drop off your milestone collections to be shot off into space. And it is also where you start with your first two generators and other important resources. I haven't mentioned it before, but I probably should now. Periodically you see and hear Ada. Ada is our helpful on-site, on-planet, maybe, AI. She gives insightful advice like, don't die, and don't kill the wildlife, and other people have done this better than you. She's great. After planning out where our hub should go with nothing but vibes, and killing some random wildlife, we turn our minds to stripping the natural resources. Satisfactory is a game where you mine the natural resources of the planet and build big long factory lines to turn raw resources into useful products. It does a really good job of starting you off with very minimal resources to use and then builds them up over time. I believe at the moment we've really only got access to iron, copper, and limestone to make concrete, wire, and various steels respectively. Oh, that's how you eat stuff. Okay. Uh-huh. There's a thingy. That's right, that thingy is the
Oh, the space
milestone
elevator.
sender mobobber.
Okay.
And I will soon discover milestones. That's Q. Research shit.
Yeah.
I want a map. We need 300 copper, some screws, and some iron plates for a map. What's really funny rewatching this is right now that seems like a lot of stuff. However, I legitimately have all of that in my Wi-Fi at this stage of the game. Now, the milestones work really simply. You bring a bunch of resources to that port, throw them in, it shoots them up to space, and you unlock new buildings, new resources, just new stuff in general. Most of them as well work on like first to the left need to be done, which will give you something to do one of the ones to the right. You don't actually need to unlock everything in the milestones to finish the game, but you do to finish all the achievements, so we'll see them all at some point.
Ow.
Meow. Meow. I don't really know what we're doing here. The only real downside about playing with multiple people is you don't get to quite capture literally every step of the process.
Okay,
So currently we have a generator on our left there, and a miner just off in the distance ripping some iron out from the ground. So I'm rushing over with a smelter, so we can turn those iron ore into iron ingots, proper Minecraft style, and really start our very first bit of actual automation.
Alright. Need to wire it up here.
I need power one. And the glorious age of production starts. It only took me about 8 minutes to find the materials to make a power line, and I keep getting distracted partway through talking about copper. But, we'll get there, don't worry about it.
I will build one at the copper thing.
Literally just over this hill.
Yeah, I need to get a portable miner thing.
I think there's one in storage.
I'm just gonna get one.
God, we are a well-oiled machine, filled with oil, and definitely not issues around communication.
Okay.
Yeah, they're at the back.
Yeah, out the back.
How the fuck do we hook this up to the power line grid?
Now that we're sorted iron for the foreseeable future, definitely, and won't need to immediately make more, we moved our eyes over to the local copper node and transporting that back to base.
Alright.
Hey, the conveyor belt moves us!
Yeah.
Hey, happy kitty cat, Bernie.
Meow.
After setting up our base to automatically process our new raw materials, we decided to let that sort of stew for a bit and go on a bit of an explore.
I'm gonna
We
destroy
find
this
ourselves
container
some
somewhat.
quartz
Actually, no.
and the gold substitute metal, which is new and interesting, and also gives Ada a chance to absolutely bomb me with messages. Not long after that, though, we also find
Rainbow.
our first power
Blue
slug,
power slug.
which gets us the power
Yeah,
slug
pick up the
achievement.
slugs.
Mine. That's an achievement.
Use them.
This semi-slug
Yeah, we use them
species
later on
seems
to,
to persist entirely through absorbing and
empower
storing
buildings.
energy from
I
its
just got the
surroundings.
achievement for gathering all
Studying
3
this
types
could
of
provide
slug
new
when this is my
methods for
first
improving
slug.
fix-it production line
No, I've already
efficiency.
gathered two already.
Store this potential resource for later use.
A blue, a gold.
So that was a happy little accident which gave us 2 achievements for the price of 1, for some reason. And also you got to see the first instance of my achievement tracker popping up, which didn't pop up for the first achievement because I wasn't expecting to get one that early and hadn't turned it on.
Nice.
Kind of annoyingly, you will notice that later on it also doesn't appear, because the software seems to have changed the name of the application for whatever reason, meaning OBS did not detect it. Frustrating, but it exists, and you should count how many times you see it and drop a comment. Oh, you know what would really help us get up here?
there.
Space elevator.
No, it won't. The space elevator delivers packages to space.
Yeah, I know, but you just stop on the first floor.
First, what?
Alright, I found a way to jump up over here.
My God.
Nice.
What's the matter, Benny?
Alright, 100 sheet.
During our crackpot of a brainstorming session on figuring out ways to get up high, me and Collie come across the first of a series of downed ships that you can find scattered across the map. These are always surrounded by certain resources, some of them pretty advanced depending on where they are in the map, but most importantly, they all have a hard drive. Now, these hard drives can be used in your MAM, which is your tech research, to unlock alternate recipes for the things you are making. Some of these are the most crucial things you can find in the game that stop annoying bottlenecks and let you just streamline your build. Some of them, however, are things like turning biomass into coal, which is completely pointless and useless. At this point in the game as well, I have not turned on the setting to keep your inventory when you respawn, so I was a little concerned about jumping off that cliff. Later in the game, though, that just becomes fast travel.
Oh. Alright, we got enough for us.
Do we all have dumpies, or is it just colon?
It's just colon.
No,
Where should we
continue
place
walking
it?
forward.
This is degrading.
Well, I don't really remember that happening from when we were playing, but I did just remember something else about the hard drives. There is actually an achievement associated with them where you have to go around and collect, I think it is 50. We'll go over the numbers when we actually get it, but they are scattered throughout the map. You have to go and find them, and there are not enough of them on the map for 3 people to get that achievement, so keep that in mind.
Huge. Where is this gonna go?
That's awesome. That's right, me. That is awesome. That is your space elevator. Throughout the game, Ada is going to give you a bunch of materials that you are required to make. These are separate from the milestones, and they are your lock progression for the milestones. They're usually the hardest thing to make of a particular tier. And once you've chucked them all in the space elevator, they shoot up to space and construct the satellite, spaceship, starship, whatever that's in the sky.
Milestone
Things.
reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization.
Oh,
Foundations
ramps
provide a
and
building
shit.
grid, which makes it easier to manage placements.
Ramps and shit, indeed. That was our first milestone being sent off, and it will now allow us to build platforms and things to build our machines on to keep our base neat and tidy, which we kind of use, but not really.
You know what? The building mechanic is quite fun.
Honestly, that it is. Apart from like a small few gripes about the ability to choose the amount of things you're pulling out of crates and other small annoyances like that, this is a very, very well made game. Now, this thing you're seeing here is the MAM. This is our research terminal for various upgrades for things we find on the map. And as well, it is used for getting those hard drives in to get our new and alternative recipes. Now that we've been playing for a couple of hours and had some more understanding of the game, you really kick into your stride and you start building many, many more machines to lead off the other machines you've already got. Your miner makes your ore, which gets smelted to make your ingots, which go into the constructor to make your rods, or they go and they make your plates. All well good, all very fun. However, you can run into one small, annoying problem.
That seems bad.
You're right, me, that is bad. What that was our power system overloading. So every one of your fuel or your power production machines obviously makes a specific amount of power. Every machine has a specific amount of draw, which can fluctuate if you have the right materials to upgrade production, but we'll come back to that later. What's happened here is our power gens have run out of fuel because no one's put it in, as they are a manual process right now. That's not great. But, on the plus side, it is an achievement. This is something you will have to manage throughout the entirety of the game, but luckily some of the mid-game power systems can be very, very automated, so you don't have to look at them again.
I'm a fucking genius. Oh no, I'm not a genius.
And while there are many ways to automate your power production, what I just did there is not one of them, because the conveyor belts are not smart and will not only bring out material that can be used, they'll bring out whatever is in that storage device. Something really good to learn early on.
I was thinking like what the power situation would look like eventually, because I'm guessing there's like generators or something. So yeah, using water or the sun or
Hey, you can
whatever.
pet a lizard doggo. You can also pet a lizard doggo after you've shocked it to death.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I may have killed a lizard doggo.
Yeah.
So the second day of Satisfactory didn't start off particularly positive, with the loss of a little doggo for undisclosed means. I did know there was an achievement to get a little doggo companion, and I wasn't entirely sure if that required you to pat it continuously, or Pokemon style weaken it and then pat it and force it to be your friend. Turns out the answer is neither.
Look through the window and witness a threat.
Oh, I forgot to turn on my achievement tracker.
Yet more evidence of my inexperience and inability to achievement hunt properly. But that being said, we did just pick up a nice little Mercer from right next to our base. This comes along with a lovely achievement that has a critical role reference, which I greatly appreciate. Now, Mercer spheres are what is used for digital storage of your items and research relating around that. There's a few scattered around the map, and there are also achievements for collecting all of them. Well, not all of them, but a significant majority anyway. It didn't take long before I started to have significant issues with the weird balloon land penguins.
Get on, get!
0%. Come on.
Alright, 3 minutes, and then we're done.
That 3-minute call is for the completion of the Phase 1 materials, which you can see in the top right hand of the screen. Each of the phase materials is tracked there, letting you know what you're building towards at all times in the game. Same can be said for the milestones. If you select the milestone, it will also show in the top right, letting you know what you actually need to get your hands on to finish that milestone.
Look at this weird fucker over here. Go and get. No.
That's fair.
Have you done anything? Yeah, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
So it's at this point that we have completed the requirements for phase 1. As you can see in the top right, 50 out of 50, we're there ready to
Go
go.
to photo mode.
Now, this being the first time we have done a phase,
Ready?
we all joined back up to watch the launching of this device. It is here that I learned something really, really, really important. One, there is a photo mode, which I'm currently in, ready to take photos. Awesome stuff. Two, while you are in photo mode, the game will not play Ada's voice lines. And three, naturally when you finish an important thing, there are
anything
voice
go up?
lines.
Watching a presentation first.
Okay.
Do you not have this?
Yeah,
No.
I do, but it's not full screened.
I don't have this.
Oh.
Welcome to
Oh.
the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 1 project
have it
part
now.
shipment is now ready for
Now
delivery.
push you to.
Delivery, Phase 1 will be completed and the distribution platform will be constructed. After completion of Phase 1, the technologies of Tiers 3 and 4 will become available in the hub. Highlights
Okay.
are automated power, steel production, personnel transportation, and many more. Completing Phase 2 of Project
Oh, wow,
Assembly is your
that's
next main
built
objective.
more
New
stuff in the
project
sky.
parts will need
Oh,
to
that's
be produced
super
and
cool.
delivered to the space elevator as you have done previously. Continue to construct, automate, explore, and exploit for a better fix-it future.
I will say the construction of the space station is probably the coolest part of this game, and I will definitely be showing each and every one for each stage. I will, though, say, definitely a little annoying that the photo mode seemed to break it a bit.
Not only is fix
Now, after the completion of Phase 1, we were all reinvigorated with our allotted life and threw ourselves into our crafting and our milestone production, looking at Phase 2 and unlocking new cool gadgets. One of the things that also involved was getting research done, which included unlocking hard drives. Now, for choosing my first alternate recipe in a hard drive, I unlocked the Master Chef achievement for first alternate recipe. I, at this point in time, did not realize you could re-roll the first recipe, but alternative screws is good enough to keep.
Added a stamp. Nice.
I think we should get that. You guys don't give a shit about more inventory slots right
I
now?
have found coal.
Nah. I think there's so many things that give more
Yeah.
inventory.
Oh, how's here? Achievement.
Now, as I previously mentioned, we had just given ourselves a new task. We have new things to build and craft, new milestones to reach, new phases to complete. So I did the logical thing and went for a wander to look for summer sloops. First time using the scanner, so I was pretty interested to see how it worked. Basically what it does is you select a thing that it can scan for, as you can just see there for a second, that is available on the map. The scanner will obviously scan for it and will let you know at the bottom how close you are to it. And that bar is directional, as you should be able to see in a second. This led me to, obviously, this power slug I'm looking at right now, but also a summer sloop. Now, Hunter, I hear you cry. What is a summer sloop and why are they so important? Summer sloops are essentially item doublers. They will allow you to double the output of your machines as long as you put enough summer sloop in them. Also, in the very, very late game, they are a power amplifier for your power grid, increasing 10% per machine you make to your overall power grid. Ridiculous, super, super good. They are also usually guarded by like mobs of animals for some reason. They have another quest associated with them to collect a bunch of them, but just be aware that currently they are kind of pointless. But they look really cool. Day 3 started off with me deciding it was time to get my head around automation and actually planning machines to work together. Maybe 1 every 2. You eat 1 every 4. You eat 2 every 6. And what you just experienced there is what my commentary quickly devolves into when playing this game live. Just a bunch of staring at random ores and mumbling. So, 2 is 3 to 6. So now that you know what that sounds like, I'm going to skip the majority of that and mostly focus on the finished products.
Oh, if we're going to do that, we might need to upgrade the fucking coal conveyor belts.
Once the boys jump back on, I decided to leave them to taking care of the base and go exploring the map a little bit. And this sweet ride we've got right here. I also decided to test, how much of a punishment this stupid balloon penguin can take.
That is good.
And just so happened to get the achievement for running over a creature. If I was a better person, I would claim that I knew it was an achievement before I attacked that thing. But I don't, and I did it. And I don't like those things, so it's okay. So it's around this time in day 3, towards the end of the recording, that I sort of came to notice something that would become a favourite of mine going forward. It is being able to colour code your buildings and being able to choose your own personal colour scheme. Now, does this improve efficiency? Maybe. Red make thing go fast. But is it unbelievably fun and totally worth your time? Absolutely. For example,
As is only appropriate, since I have fixed these items, I will colour them in.
Over by the 2 miners, or you got over where it starts to head off.
Connect to that. Yeah, that'll do.
Good news, I can put my colouring thing on fast on hotkeys, so I can just immediately swap to my colour, like, BAM!
Steel ingots.
well, he seems happy. Now, one of the things we also got not long after that, well, technically before, because I had to cut that in to find a little bit of me colouring in the map, is the sink, which is where you basically dump in all of your unwanted or unneeded items. It gets converted into points, and you get coupons printed for you. The first time you get a coupon, that right there is an achievement. One of the other achievements you're going to get from these coupons is for buying a coffee mug and having a drink. Now, these coupons are really important because they go up at an exponential rate. So just because you got a few coupons early on from putting in some resources doesn't mean you're going to get the same amount of coupons next time you put in the same resources. This is really important and good to know early on, because you're going to need to save up 1,000 coupons to buy the golden nut at the end of the game. That's a lot of coupons, And if you waste the early ones, like maybe I did, you're going to really have to dump big numbers of stuff in the end game to even get the 1,000 coupons to get the final achievement.
Do something with them.
Are those the hatches, or are those something else?
Well, once again, out doing some important exploration and research, I accidentally bumped into one of these inflated penguin guys, and apparently that counted as bouncing on their back for the Bounce on Penguin achievement. Now, Day 5 represented a slight change to the standard operating gameplay. This is when we started to expand out and create our own bases. I made a small base out to the east, which was all about using iron and making some resources that were sort of not being eaten up by high-tier crafting, just there for when we needed it. And Collie headed out north to make a power / coal / sulfur
You
base
follow
out in the
the
desert.
power lines down, you see where the power plants is. But these are pure nodes. The only downside is there's a copper node up top which is not pure. Which is annoying, but fuck you. Turn around, they're already fucking purple.
Been here all of 5 seconds, Colin.
Now that's what
Look
we
at
call
this, man, my
quality
thing makes
banter.
concrete.
Not
Way
long after
faster.
that, Speedy jumped back on, and I had recently acquired, shall we say, some research for a new and important weapon that required testing. But luckily for me, I happened to have a test subject right at hand.
Alright, so does this hurt?
Oh, can you fuck off? I'm not gonna tell you, dude.
Day 6 was another important day for achievements. Starting off with beating up some of the local wildlife to assert our dominance and show that we, in fact, owe the corporate rights to this land, I then whip out the chainsaw to start deforesting a bit more of the area. This gives us the achievement for destroying 1,000 bits of foliage, but it does also point out the first of a few achievements which I have forgotten to turn back on my achievement tracker, so do not get the good pop-up showing that I have this achievement.
Ah,
So not long after my forestry achievement, I decided that I needed to get myself a proper personal base. So I started building a pneumatic tube system to take
These
me
fucking
to
farms, pretty
a
cool.
lake I had found sort of in the middle of the map. Now as you can see, this is sort of
Power
your
runs.
fast travel system. It's a air-powered pneumatic tube system which fires you along. It's a little finicky at times, but it will get you from A to B once it's set up. And this little area down here with the beach became my new home away from home, where I was able to enforce the will of the company upon the local land. And this pneumatic tube system was my way to get home to acquire resources from the main base.
I wonder how to increase speed on this tube.
I think you make a gap and you put another entrance.
Ah.
When I was watching that this came out, he just had like 50 entrances and shot across the map and died.
Alright, well, I like the first part of that. You jogged back here, Colin?
I've gone off back down to the power place and built some batteries.
I've just got an achievement for move faster than 140k. Ah,
Map.
And if you think about it, that is actually some terrifying speeds to be moving at for just a person.
right.
While I'm living out my mountain goat dreams in the mountains near my new base, Bernie and Collier are happily and diligently doing some research in the MAM. During this time, they managed to complete one of the research branches, which gives us our first achievement for researching. There is this one to get one research tree completed, and there is one for finishing all
Completed a
research
tree
in the
of
game.
fine.
Using this inhaler will restore health and also gives your skin a radiant glow that is connected to well-being and probably not radioactivity.
Honestly, like, everything about this game is pretty fun, but Ada is truly the light at the end of this game's tunnel. Now, with my new bit of prime real estate acquired, I spent a significant portion of the rest of the day building up conveyor belts and mining to get all the materials in the cliffs above my beachside property, which is quite lucrative, but does run into some safety issues when you don't have proper guard railing. Though those safety issues did allow me to get the Survivor Fall with 1 HP achievement.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
So, to no one's shock, getting the achievement for having 1 HP left means you have 1 HP left, you numpty.
Nice.
Now, one of the things my new base had to offer was SAM, a weird alien material which unlocked the alien material research.
Dimensional Depot unlocked. SAM can be utilized to deconstruct matter down to its chemical elements in one dimension, and the Mercer sphere allows it to be transferred and stored in another. Once parts are fed into the Dimensional Depot, they can be accessed by the Pioneer inventory and build gun system at any time, anywhere.
We see through your doubt.
Nice.
It is pathetic. Consume more blood. The glass will not shatter. The metal will not bend. The wood will not splinter. Weave.
Now, there are two important takeaways from this research. One, we can now store objects in extra-dimensional space to have available at all times. And two, Ada is real weird when it comes to Sam. Now, finally, the last thing we did today was have all of the required items to finish Phase 2. And we shot that up into space. Mostly no thanks to me.
Alright, everyone ready?
Yep.
Yep. And look it up. Is it gonna launch? What's going on?
Yeah, it's launching.
Oh, there we go.
Beautiful. That's a terrifying speed when you think about it.
Phase 2 of Project Assembly completed. You have been performing more adequately under pressure and are closer than ever to saving the day. Perhaps you were the right choice for the job. Time will tell. You will now enter Phase 3 of Project Assembly. Continue as you are, and there should be no issue. For humanity. For Fix-It.
Well, we can start on those 2,500 things right away, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's not the same thing, is it?
I think it is, right?
And I believe it was the same thing. This represents a pattern, and a very good one,
Versatile
for the
framework.
different phases. When
Which
you
like
start a
what
new
producing-
phase, there's
producing
always
it.
something that you can work on
Basic
right
machines,
away. Like,
yeah.
you don't have to unlock the
Yeah, it's definitely
first
the same thing.
item in the next phase because you had access to it in the last phase.
Make sure it's still going.
It does allow you to
Alright, let's
just
see
start
what
work
goodies
right away.
fucking
It
watch
doesn't
you
make
think, man.
you feel like you have to wait to progress. I really, really like this aspect. Day 7 started off pretty early for me, and I was just going to explore the local area, and I found this really, really cool cave, and I hadn't planned on recording, but when I saw this floating tape, I knew it was going to be an achievement, so I had to quickly whip on the recording and do a dramatic reveal. So the next achievement we picked up was the Spaghetti Master achievement. This one you get for building 5 kilometers of conveyor belts. Now, for whatever reason, I don't seem to see the footage of this popping up. This is why you should remember to turn on your achievement notification program. Now, Steam says I got it at 7:46. The last achievement was at 7:42. 22 minutes of recording later, still nothing. But that doesn't matter. Essentially, what I was doing here is building up in the new base, collecting all the various resources from around me. This is your, I believe that's iron and copper off to the side there, or at least, very least iron. You've got your limestone right beside it, which is going down to be made concrete. And at the back there is a coal pit, which was the primary reason I was here. With the coal, I can make a power grid down into the water, which I believe you can see there's one just over there to the right. And basically with coal and water, you essentially have an infinite power source that is genuinely quite reasonable for the mid-game. Now, not long after all of this rail set up, I decided to take a quick minute to have a drink and have a break, and naturally I was idling when this happened.
Nope, I don't like that.
So what that actually was the lizard dog taming animation. Basically what happens is if you stand still and don't chase the dog, it will look at you and basically wait for you to drop one of the pink berries as food, where it will then come over, eat the berry, and you can pet it. For me, from this perspective, I just thought it was doing a weird glitch and just staring me down, and it made me moderately uncomfortable. So at this point I've been setting up the new base for a little while. I have made most of the things that you can make using the base materials of copper and iron and coal, just so I have spares of anything in case we desperately need to knock something out, and can just sort of come here, grab it, and shoot off and build it. Now I've noticed that my coal is a little bit running behind, so I'm going to go and hook up a new miner. It's sort of at this moment that I have a bit of a realization.
You know, I don't think I've placed down... one of these. Yeah. You're adorable. No.
And that little guy is actually quite adorable. That is the portable miner that you get to use in the intro, first sort of setup part of this game. But because we were playing on a private server, one of us had to actually set up and do the first part of the game before they could make everyone else join for some reason. So me and Speedy missed those early achievements. And much like some other achievements in this game, you have to be the one to physically do them to get those achievements. So there are a couple here that I should have, which I'll have to catch up on later. So the end of day 7 was kind of interesting. Normally we would be playing a co-op game with a bunch of friends, like the absolute nerds that we are. However, they were all playing a 4-player game, so me, Collie, and Speedy decided to jump into Satisfactory to get some more factorying done. I added some more things to the new base, some more constructors, making some more of the high-end materials. And don't really have a ton of footage about that because we have everyone in Discord playing various games, which means it's not only polluted but requires heavy editing, which I am not really willing to do. So we'll go for the highlights. I unlocked and made myself a jetpack. While this is not an achievement in the sense of the game saying it's an achievement, it's achievement in the sense that this was the most fun thing that I made the entire game.
I'm going to be Iran.
I want that as a soundboard, please.
I got to listen to some high quality remixes while looking at the milestone list.
I'm in the USSR. I'm a cockboy, yeah.
Now, day 7 was also the day that we decided to use the large void platform behind the first base as the place to locate all the high-end crafting. So basically any milestone or completionist crafting is going to happen here. This is also the first place we chuck down the very first manufacturer, which is an achievement to build.
Manufacturer, and that's an achievement.
Across your suit. Package and unpackage them with the packager. Packaging fluids allows them to be transported in your inventory, on conveyor belts, and by vehicles. For increased, non-pocket related fluid storage, you can now use the industrial fluid buffer.
Hey, do you have Bernie Smells on the right-hand side of your screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
What the hell is that?
Turns out you can write public notes.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't realize it would just stay there forever, but that's very funny. So these are the platforms.
Yeah. Now run along this train track with me. Let's see the glorious fucking...
So day 8 represented a lot of building, waiting, and exploring, but not a lot in the way of achievement-related activities. The real milestone, however, was unlocking trains. Trains are amazing. You set up a station, you name that station, which is possibly the most important thing. You then build a train to go back and forward between these stations. The other thing that happened on this particular day was Speedy decided he would start to branch out and build his own little base. So he moved to the local oil areas and put himself in charge of our oil expeditions, and not long after decided he had an absolute love for trains and proceeded to focus a significant amount of his future time on being the train guy.
Can we ride this?
Yeah, hop in it.
Can we leave Bernie out though? He smells. Oh my god! Can we all get in?
Nah. I'm on the loading.
Where is
stuff.
Bernie?
Go. Oh, let's do those. I'm on the fucking storage. Just hold W. You use like 100 watts.
Oh wow!
I did put a crash pad at the end, so you won't fuck up your load.
Oh shit! I hated that.
You know what?
That was cool.
Rewatching
Stay
that,
on the back,
that is just as funny as the first
I like
time.
this a lot, actually. The winding bullshit, I think that actually makes this.
Now, after playing in the trains, it was in the middle of transitioning and transporting myself around the base that my jetpack allowed me to get another achievement. The floor is lava. The achievement for not touching the ground for 30 minutes. I actually originally thought this was 30 minutes continuously, which would make a lot more sense and make it an actually, like, challenging achievement, but this just seems to be 30 minutes over playtime. Yo! Avoid touching the ground for 30 minutes! I guess that's not in a row. Now, the rest of day 8 was pretty uneventful with no more achievements, but I did spend a fair amount of time playing with the sensor to see if I could find any more Mercer spheres or summer sloops or slugs or whatever was sort of around. But I do want to point out this really cool little vehicle, which is the Explorer vehicle. This is actually quite zippy and really made exploring quite fun. We also unlocked the explosives, which, in a very similar vein, make exploring quite fun, and throwing at your teammates. But we'll get to that later. Day 9 started with a nice little surprise. We logged in to find that all of our requirements for Stage 2 had been automatically built, so we all rushed over to the Space Needle and gathered to send our next shipment up into orbit, and to get some wise words and encouragement from Ada.
Station now.
Alright.
So I'll be able to watch it go up.
We
So it hasn't been done.
almost assembled it. We all good?
Yeah.
Alright, loading. Securing. I haven't seen this animation before. That's really cool.
Yeah. There's like 3 things.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 3 project part shipment is finally ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 3 will be completed and the main body will be constructed. You should know how this works by now. You'll get access to Tiers 7 and 8 in the hub. In fact, perhaps you should just go look at the technologies there yourself. It's all laid out so that even a monkey could understand it, so you should have no issues. Speaking of which, I don't think you need a reminder about project parts. Instead, I will be providing some interesting facts. Did you know the average pioneer succeeds at saving the day? Did you know the average pioneer knows how to optimize pipe throughput? Did you know the average pioneer stays late at work because they care about humanity? Anyway, I thought you might want to know more about your peers. Good luck in Phase 4.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, what's funny is Bernie did stay late.
You did.
I did, yeah. I wanted to finish my work. And I did. I was happy.
Oh, I can see it move. Hey.
Oh, that's really...
on the clouds.
Yeah.
Phase 3 of Project
Like,
Assembly
shit, are we going to be able to see it?
Fixit's predictions
They
indicate
thought of that.
pioneers should generally reach this point faster with above-average results, but we should all adjust our expectations according to the situation. It is understandable. The pressure and complexity will only increase from here, so be sure to take on Phase 4 with efficiency and competence.
Well, fuck you too, robot. Yep, nothing motivates you more than spite for your robot overlords. Now, while the late tier stuff from Phase 3 was continuing to build up, which we would need for some of our Phase 4 stuff, I decided to nip out to the northeast, into the purple jungle to see about collecting some quartz. Quartz was a material we didn't really have a ton of, and you don't tend to use a lot of it, but I really wanted to make sure that we didn't ever really need to run out. So I hooked up 3 miners to a storage device, and then started on building a train station to bring it home. While I was at this, I came across a nice new friendly doggo, and actually happened to have the stuff on hand I needed to befriend him.
So technically I need 3-dimensional portals to allow you guys to have access to them all. Back off, spiders.
Yeah, Lizzo friend.
I keep killing them.
This one's name is Sammy.
Every single fucking lizard I've killed.
You're such a derp. Good job, Sammy.
There's 3 bauxite nodes near the oil fields. I've marked them on the map. They're on top of the fucking hill. I've highlighted it with pink. It's a pure deposit.
Pure deposit. Is that close?
Bauxite.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
miles
it's
away.
fucking close
wait.
as to you.
Oh, it is close. Yeah. And what's that?
It's
Quartz.
no, it's bauxite.
Oh, okay. Nice.
There's 2 pure nodes and 1 normal node, all real close to the oil fields. So that's now Bernie's problem.
Okey-dokey. Yeah, I can work with that. I'll just extend my trains up there. Great idea.
Yeah, it's like right above the entrance to the desert biome I'm in.
So, with Sammy acquired, and the horrific news that my cohorts happen to be horrible, horrible lizard murderers, we continue to build the train track across this forest back to the main base, where we can deposit the quartz and process it so we have it on hand as needed. In all honesty, it's a weird mixture of kind of frustrating, super rewarding, and just very fun, because it clips a bit weird and it will just go through the floor, which does make it look, in all honesty, dumb. But the fact that it just works makes up for it. All in all, trains are some of the most fun in this game, and I kind of wish I'd actually made more of them. But once I've built my train setup, I connected up the train depot and sort of storage and drop-off areas, built a train freight cartage thingamabobber, and once we had them all there, I set up a lovely little, what are they called? Train schedule. And this being my first train schedule, it gave us the train schedule achievement. Yeah.
All this, all this oil. I can't even go through it fast enough.
That's right, folks. You heard it here first. That is Speedster complaining about his extreme wealth. Not a lot really happened on day 10, so I'm going to sprinkle in some Ada here.
Milestone reached. The hazmat suit protects the wearer from radiation by consuming iodine-infused filters. You may find this protection essential if you are going to finally get around to saving humanity. I previously gave you compliments in an attempt to inspire you, but it might have given you the wrong idea. I will definitely be totally honest with you from this moment on. Here is a demonstration of a truthful compliment. That suit looks like it was made for you. Because it was.
What? Oh, fuck off. That might be the best joke of the whole game.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever wrote the Ada lines of this game, you actually are the VIP, the MVP, the everything starting with P. You are the PP.
It's quite close to the space elevator. But you fly up onto it and you pit it and you get an achievement. I was hoping I could kill it though. Very disappointed.
So after being reminded that my colleague Collie is a bit of a pet murderer, I went to land on this miraculous flying beast to get myself another achievement. Buddy? Yeah. Can we log out on this thing?
Let me crack up.
So we did actually test that, and yes, you can log out on it, but while you're logged out, you seem to just fall off and land on the ground. So when you spawn back in, you're just on the ground wherever this taxi dropped you off. So I was left unattended for a significant portion of day 11. I made a blueprint constructor. Now the way these work is you build anything inside them, and you can save it as a blueprint to build it later. I wanted to really start cranking out some of the achievements I hadn't got, so I figured I would go for the achievement of hitting the largest spot in the world. That turned out to be horrible. My first thought was making this weird, like, spiral staircase type thing, and that way you could just sort of walk up and walk down as you see fit. But I quickly came to notice that this took a lot of materials and did not go particularly high. So I quickly realized this blueprint was both too finicky, too costly, and too time consuming. So I decided to head back down to the blueprint and just make something that kind of just went straight up. Now, this monstrosity actually worked reasonably well. You could just clip it so that it was only like 1 or 2 squares off, and then just, lock the hologram in with H, bring it forward, build it, climb up, do the next one. It was pretty, for this point in the game, it's the tallest structure I could make, and it was pretty efficient. The only problem is, the top of this map is way higher than you would have any reason to believe. I thought it would line up with the Space Needle's little shuttle thing. No, it's like twice that. It got to the point when I was building these things, I would just run out of concrete, and I would have to just sit there and wait for more stuff to be uploaded to the Wi-Fi, and I'd basically just have to watch a YouTube video. This took me like an hour and a half of just straight building. And once you get to a point where you're a certain level of height, it's just not worth going down. It takes ages to climb this. When Speedy and Collie came back on, they both had a go at climbing this, and it was a good 5-10 minutes of just straight laddering. That's got to be the highest point over there. I wonder how much longer I have to go up, though. Well, luckily for me, I have the future footage to tell. 30 minutes. It's 30 more minutes. I've been doing this for like half an hour. I'm too locked in. I thought it was that high. It's not. Oh my god. And then finally, all of my hard work was actually rewarded. Though there is still the achievement to climb to the highest mountain in the game, and I should have done that first, because doing this one first makes that one anticlimactic.
Fixit property is not allowed to leave Fixit designated work
Oh,
areas.
thank you.
Function outside this area is
Oh,
not
am I
supported.
recording? I am. I don't care about anything else.
You are in
Oh,
imminent
shit.
violation of your Fixit contract. Please refrain from leaving the designated zone or you will immediately be terminated.
Apparently you're gonna kill me for that. That's nice. I might just log off here for the minute. Yeah, that seems good. So after taking a few hours to decompress and de-stress after the most annoying climb in the game, I decided to get the other achievement for going to the highest point in the game. This was honestly super easy. I just went over to Collie's base and started to jump power lines from ledge to ledge with the hover pack on. Since any power powers the hover pack, you basically just fly forever. And once I got to the top, achievement easy, and found some nice uranium. Highest cliff in the world. Fucking knew it.
Oh, you got up there?
Yep.
Yeah. I ran out of fuel and fell and died.
Yeah.
And then I was pissed off because I was like, it took me so long.
Turns out the trick is to use one of the hover packs and just jankily move power below you at all times. So there's a power cable coming up here, which is good actually, because we do need to mine this.
While creating this,
Now the next achievement we picked up was on day 12, and this one I knew was an achievement, but didn't know how to get it. And it is to drive the Cyber Wagon, which is very obviously a Cybertruck ripoff. It is crap and not worth driving. It's got square wheels. It's sat in the corner of the map for the rest of the game. You have to put one of your tokens from the sink back through into the sink to unlock this. And that was honestly way too much of a cost. You know what? Let's just leave you there, eh? Now, after the purchase of the legally distinct Cyber Wagon, I decided to go exploring the map a bit more, looking for some Mercer-spheres and sloops and hard drives, sort of to work on the collectible achievement. This is more or less how I did most of my exploring. You chuck down power lines and you fly over to them, and you don't have to worry about any particular danger. You also get some rather fun instances like this.
Harvest the scripture.
Bye!
Music into a blood song.
The next project I ended up working on was a new rail system. I had found a base of oil out sort of in the middle of the map, and I figured I would start doing some production of the oil and sending it back through. This is also when I started using blueprints for a bit more building and just kind of trying to make things look nice. It didn't really stick, but I quite like the way that this concrete pillar sort of station type thing turned out. I did go a bit hard trying to make it line up and look like it had a pillar going down to keep it stable, but that didn't work, so they all ended up just floating in space. But it looked pretty cool, and by the end of it I got the 5 kilometer of railway achievement. Now I'm not going to speed this build up to show the full rail, because the last one I did, I'm not even sure if the audio is going to work on that, and I don't really want to chance that again. But I'll show you the end.
Go slightly to the right. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
My bad.
Honestly,
The-
super good.
The piece that's auto attached is slightly off center, but it should straight up.
Yeah.
Straighten up.
For me, it looks fine. You do have to line up where you want the first bit to go first.
Yeah.
Because when I tried this outside of hologram, and there's an
And now
achievement
it's,
for building 5k worth of rail. Which is a significant reason to why I decided to build a second railway line. Now, the observant of you might have noticed something interesting there. When you have a blueprint like I do right now, you can attach it to when you have a blueprint that has a track, you can put that next to a pre-existing track and link them. And then when you move your blueprint out, the track will stay attached between the finished railroad and your blueprint, allowing you to actually build out these sort of loose station type things. I believe this works with every type of object that can pipes, I should just say, pipes and anything like that does this sort of connecting thing. But I'm genuinely excited by this because it's really, really cool and a great feature. That means you don't have to build your platform and then connect it with a track. It lets you know how far you can put your platforms out between, because it will go red when it gets too far away. And that takes the guesswork out of these builds, which was honestly amazing. See, exactly like that just happened there. Now, the last thing I decided to do in day 12 was to help Speedy out with his base. He had set up the oil base a few days prior. Now, what ended up happening with his base as well is that he actually had the aluminium right beside him. So he became a very important fixture for aluminium crafting, as he had the closest base to any aluminium, and it became his main export. Now, part of needing the higher end aluminium is to mix it with copper to get one of the alloys. I believe there is an alternate recipe, but we didn't have that at this point. Now, he was very busy remodeling his base, so I spent a fair amount of time doing a very long conveyor belt system to get the copper to him so he could mix it into his aluminium and basically get us going on finishing up the stage 4 requirements. Benny, where do you want copper production?
Copper. I don't know, man. What are the options?
Somewhere in your base or somewhere else in your base.
Why would you put it in my base?
Why wouldn't I?
Well, does it take anything that I produce?
It is mixed with aluminium to make the other side of aluminium we need. Well,
I've turned off aluminium production for now, but it's over here. So if you want to just set something up,
I've put another stack in your inbound shit over here then. Since
I'm
you're
not going to get to that for a while.
That's fine.
Just FYI.
What the fuck is this?
What?
Okay.
Hmm?
As you can see, Speedy is a very orderly man, and he likes to have his production and base in a neat and tidy order. I don't really care. My stuff is more cables is more better. But I left him to his devices and shot off home, leaving him to deal with that copper problem. So there wasn't much play for the next couple of days, and the next achievement we picked up was on day 15, where I got the achievement for building 5 kilometers of pipes. I got this one mostly because there were some materials that require fuel and the other fuel products that I wanted to have a supply of at the main base, not just in any of the sub bases. And it was easier to pipe in fuel and heavy fuel and make it here. So with all the piping I've done here and all of the piping I did at the other bases, I got that achievement. So the end of day 15 was also pretty interesting. We completed some research and unlocked the Nuke Nobelisc, and the Nobelisks are the little bombs we've been using to blow up rocks throughout the game. So now that we've got a nuke version, we thought we'd give it a quick go. And a little side note, apparently my microphone decided to get turned off between the last recording session, which was in the morning of day 15, and this recording session. Oh yeah, Colin found a lizard doggo and named it Nina Tucker. Her father's around here too somewhere. That aside, we decided it was time to see how good the Nuke Nobelisks are. Keep in mind, there will be no in-game chat from me.
Quick, throw one at me. The nuke one or something. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see if I survive. Oh my god, you can actually see it. Hey, Bernie. It's just full radiation.
So yeah, unsurprising to everybody, dropping a nuke on someone's head and blowing it up takes him out. I also decided to check the achievements and see what I had left. And I noticed there was an early game one for getting knocked over by a vehicle, which I hadn't gotten yet. So I, decided to check if anyone would like to help me out with that.
Sure. Why don't you stand in front of the train? Oh. There's trees in the way. Hold up. You just gotta turn around. Hold up. Here we go. Yeah.
I'm a little disheartened with the level of ease it was to agree with this, and the level of obvious enjoyment that was taken in this, with one of my cohorts very happily murdering animals and the other very happily murdering me. I may have decided to land on this planet with the wrong people. Day 16 was a little interesting. We had the server down, so I decided to open a fresh game and see about picking up some of the achievements that I had yet to get, such as the onboarding for completing the tutorial, which, as I mentioned before, only one of us were able to do. So when you do the tutorial, you get treated to a pretty cool little intro scene where they hot drop you from space, and you really start to feel the care that they have for their staff.
Region. All pioneers functional, initiating dispersion. Attention Pioneer, I am Ada, your personal instance of the artificial directory and assistant. Welcome to the Fixit Incorporated Save the Day program. Drag within acceptable parameters.
I don't like the sparks.
Descent phase begun. Decelerating. Deploying parachute. Deploying backup parachute. Skipping parachute. Landing phase begun. Activating retro propulsion.
I don't like skipping parachute. Yeah, that's right, me. It is a pretty unsettling thing to hear as you careen down to Earth. But once you do land, you get dumped out of whatever biome you chose, and the game gives you, well, a tutorial on how to play. It teaches you how to go and mine ore, how to build, and makes you build the hub for yourself in a 3 to 4 step process. It takes about 40 minutes, but once you're done, you get the achievement for finishing the onboarding process.
Freighter landing initialized. Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fixit Pioneer.
Once the server was back up and running, I decided to keep the heavy focus on achievements going. So I decided to jump in one of the fast travel cannons and shoot myself to the final starting biome that I hadn't been to yet. Now, if you don't know how the cannons work, basically they are the pneumatic travel system but looped around so that you repeatedly go through one of the speed up things. And once you've gotten enough speed,
Hey Colin, how did you get out of the tube
redirect
again?
yourself out of a secondary path,
I figured
and
it out.
shoots you
What?
sort of up in a direction to the in the angle that the exit pipe is at, allowing you to go vast distances very quickly. And it really does become your sort of fast travel system late game. Even though there is a real fast travel system, this one is immensely more cost efficient. It does take a bit of getting used to, but it is super fun.
For landing.
Oh. Easy way to get back to base, though. Oh, you landed over by the radio tower. Cool.
Yeah.
Now, I did fall a bit short with my tubing,
Where are you?
but a little bit of driving
Top
and a
right
little
of the
bit
map.
of jetpacking later, I ended up in the desert biome
Are you in
getting
the
myself
Explorer?
the achievement for going to all of the
Oh, yeah.
starting area biomes. Now, while exploring the desert biome, which I will say is way better to explore than the forest biome, because everything is actually just so much more visible without a giant forest in the way, I was able to find and collect my 150th Mercer Sphere.
Come here, Mercer Sphere. Ooh. Mercer Sphere indeed.
Well, that was horribly awkward timing. Just doing some casual building and got the 5,000 foundations. I wasn't meant to be recording. I wasn't even meant to be playing. Oh well. I've got it. Just very meh. So as you can see, day 17 did not start off as planned. As I said, I was just doing some factory renovations before I started my workday, and lo and behold, I hit the 5,000 foundations without even thinking about it. But it is what it is. I have the achievement, even though I don't have the footage. Now, another thing we picked up on day 17 was the achievement for collecting 100 hard drives from crashed sites. Now, there are a set number of hard drives, Mercer Spheres, and Summer Sloops on the map. I've mentioned that before, and I did mention there wasn't enough to get everyone the achievement. And we haven't actually found that many in this game. The way I did get this achievement is a little cheesy, but your collection of the hard drive appears to be at the moment you click on that hard drive in that crashed ship and put it into your inventory. You can open up a single player game, find a crashed ship there and steal that hard drive. And the same for Mercer Spheres and Summer Sloops. So a few of my number come from doing that. Just so we have the ability for more than one person to actually get this achievement. The other thing we managed to do on day 17 was actually fully complete phase 4. We'd actually been pretty close for a couple of days. It was just the last thing at the top right, which is the nuclear pasta. That requires a particle accelerator to make, and it requires a minute to run. So even like at optimal speeds, it's taken a fair amount of time just to make them. And we didn't even really have the right infrastructure to make them constantly, but we got them done, and we got Collie here to press our button for us.
Maybe I will stand in a spot that's not covered in power lines.
Alright.
Welcome to the
sealed and ready.
Pioneers Got Power Problems presentation. That was a joke. Anyway, you're familiar with the process. Just throw the lever and the automated systems will take over. Imagine all the time and effort that would be wasted if you had to do all that work as well. Some work is just better suited for machines. Phase 5 contains technology the human brain cannot comprehend, so just trust in me and fix-it policy and everything will go as planned. Answering all your questions will take time we simply do not have. Everything is going to be just fine, so long as you do your job. We've come this far together after all, haven't we? Anyway, you know what to do. Just don't forget to keep producing previous project parts, and plan ahead when setting up new production lines, and make sure not to leave it all until the last moment.
Some solid advice.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yo.
1,000 nuclear pasta.
Oh,
How many more of those did you say you had?
another 100 and maybe 50.
Okay.
Phase 4 of Project Assembly completed. If style was measured in my performance reports, yours would be something special. Regardless, saving the day is within our grasp. Do not lose focus now. You must understand the weight on your shoulders, but you are not alone. I am here, and I know exactly what's at stake. This goes beyond Earth. Your actions will affect the universe at large. You might think I am exaggerating. Perhaps you will understand once you finish Project Assembly. Phase 5 awaits. I expect your best work.
Yeah, phase 1 through 4 only took 100 hours in this server. I actually raise a relatively good point there. So far everything that's happened has been 100 hours. And everything up there in our phase 5 stuff is actually really time consuming, with not a lot of much else going on other than waiting for it to be completed. So going forward, there's going to be quite a few little time jumps as we reach our progress milestones, because most of the stuff in the background is just building and us exploring and, well, throwing nukes at each other. Now, after the excitement of completing stage 4, I nipped off back to the desert, as this was our most unexplored area, and I found myself the 50th summer sloop of my, well, playthrough. 50th one I've picked up at the very least, giving us the My Skin Feels Itchy all of a sudden achievement. Get slooped, cunt. Oh, that's all I needed. Yeah, summer sloop.
You got it.
Yeah.
So the 2 hours has not been wasted.
Yeah.
You probably need to double.
The next step I made doesn't need to be made. I'll just keep the intermediary step and send that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what was that one?
Milestone reached. The Blueprint Designer Mark III allows for...
It was during a conversation about production and logistics and what needed to be made and whatnot, where we finished the last milestone and unlocked the complete all milestone achievements. This one's particularly annoying, because I'm the only one who got this one in this playthrough, because it turns out you have to be on the server when that milestone is set up. And I was the only one on the server the whole time that the milestones were going up. So both Collie and Speedy have different milestones remaining, and they are both different actual milestones overall. A really annoying feature when the materials were sent up with a production that is made by everybody. Now, day 18 was a little interesting, because we had to find ways to entertain ourselves while we were waiting for all of our stuff to automatically build. So Collie and Speedy decided to get the Climb to the Top of the World achievement. Collie went for trying to build elevators to get up there, which was all cool and whatever, and Speedy just climbed. I had an interesting idea on how to beat them up there, and it had some interesting results.
Is there an achievement for building power lines?
I think we'd honestly have it by now if there was.
True. Oh yeah, with me, you flying around, fucking putting the power lines down everywhere.
But Colin, I'm gonna race you to the top, eh?
You'll probably beat me because I have to stop line up my thing with the last power coupling thing, and then yeah. Feels like I'm nearly at the top though. Yeah, I am nearly at the top. do what you mean, yeah.
Well, I'm coming up.
Your suit's life
Up.
support is not compatible
I
with
have
this
beaten you
environment.
into the sky.
Turn back.
I have died from going too high.
What the fuck did you do?
I'm going to go up and see the space station.
Are you hypercanning it up?
Yep.
Oh.
I have flown through the space station, and it looks really cool.
You're recording this away.
Man, man, the world looks real interesting from up here.
Have a safe flight, I guess.
Man, I'm
What's
dead.
funny
I'm
is,
dead.
I'm pretty sure I can keep seeing your body, like being launched up. Like it's kind of. Oh, I died.
Alright.
I wasn't paying attention, and I was falling.
I'm gonna do this at last alien research. Whoop.
Alien power matrix recipe unlocked. These disposable synthetic mimic artifacts increase power augmenter output by further stabilizing the summer sloop's connection to its energy harvesting location.
You grow shrines and engrave silent organs incompatible with the tapestry.
It is a beginning, far from an ending, a step in between.
Harmony.
As I said before, the next couple of days didn't have a lot going on for them, since we had to just sort of wait until the production was completed for the Phase 5 equipment. So we played around in the desert with the boombox, knocking Speedy around like he deserves.
Oh! Stop it!
I waited for you to jump to do that one.
Ah, it's the boombox boom, right.
You went to go get the fucking slug meter off the edge. Oh.
I then found out that Speedy was stealing my coffee and was rightfully concerned and angry, as one would be.
Wait, come back, come back. What do you want? What do you want?
Dad's up. You dad. You drink your fucking. That's my coffee.
You can have it back now.
Pressure
Quite tasty.
conversion
And then we started playing around with a bit of a boosty tube at one of Bernie's bases, just kind of firing ourselves into space and just having a bit of a blast. Just killing time as this game rolls forward.
I'll rotate to the right slightly.
Oh, I lost him. There he is. Oh,
Oh,
shit.
fuck!
Did you fall?
Yeah, I fell on the fucking,
What are you
Thanks.
doing?
Hey. Science. There he is.
Does this work?
What? Define work. What do you want it to do?
Take me somewhere. Take me to another base.
Nope.
Oh, then in that case, definitely not.
It goes here to a butt
Yeah,
basis.
let me show you where it takes you. Woo! Me and Speedy also decided to expand out into the desert to capture some more SAM and start producing some dark matter and a few other resources that were becoming a bit of a bottleneck. But this kind of ended up being another bit of a time sink. But we did have some fun and strange interactions. There you go.
What?
Water.
that shouldn't be possible.
Bernie, as you can clearly see from the animation of the water splashing behind it, it's in very deep water.
That's.
And as you can clearly see, the place where the water sucks up is very much in water.
Yeah. About that.
As the water was quite low compared to the base itself, Bernie decided to install an elevator to allow him to reach it easier. And I came along and noticed that he hadn't really set the floors up properly. They didn't have a good name or, color coding. So I helped him out.
Fix it, elevator. Here to lift you up and to let you down.
Nothing.
What are you doing?
Why do you think I'm doing something?
You're giggling.
Benny, I'm just a happy, giggly boy.
Mm,
Anyway, I gotta go. Back to what I was doing.
listening to music?
So after a couple of days of being
you
the
know,
most
here.
productive Fix-It
I can.
employees we could be, we were ready to finish
Alright, you ready?
Phase 5
Yep.
and launch our payload into space. This would be about day 20 of our actual playtime, and we were complete. Mostly.
Unsurprisingly, here's another presentation, but don't worry, I have improved it. This last delivery will be the most important action you have ever taken. Perhaps you want to take a moment to contemplate the gravity of your achievements.
I do.
We've done heaps.
Alright,
Good
that's
job,
enough.
us.
This is the end of the Save the Day program. All you need to do is wait for the automated Phase 5 construction to complete. Simply throw the lever and further instructions will be supplied when relevant.
Wait, is this not the end?
Throw the lever, Speedstar.
Huh?
Yeah, buddy. God, I'm gonna be so annoyed if that pop-up didn't happen for the other achievements.
Phase 5 completed. Return to the space elevator after the resources have been processed and added to Project Assembly. Launch can then be initiated from there. While waiting, please do not break anything. Solve any issues immediately and efficiently. Ensure your power network is stable. Perhaps it is best if you do not touch anything at all. And stay close to the space elevator, this will only take a moment.
Okay.
What will only take a moment?
Is that moment passed?
Just exterminate us on us all.
What is
Check
this?
oil.
What is this?
Set fuel injection to 5. Okay, okay.
Wipe windows.
Activate bus B1.
Where
Set
are you
left
seeing your,
stabilizer to 9. What?
where are you seeing these instructions?
Can you not see these?
Nah. Just says check oil. Oh, there we go. You've done all the steps.
Stop.
Steps.
Set right stabilizer to 4.
Preparations complete. Launch!
10.
It's doing something.
Oh, it is.
Initiating project assembly. Assembly. Attaching cargo to main body.
Okay. Okay.
Leveling inner and outer rings.
I don't like that creaking.
That's probably fine.
Attaching propulsion to main body.
Probably should have put my gun away because it was taking up a large portion of the screen.
Fuel lines connected.
Part of me thinks I should
Attaching control center to main body.
take the pipe up and just like yeet myself into space to get a close-up view.
Dunno.
Running systems check. All systems online. Releasing propulsion cage. Releasing clamps. Running pre-launch checks and calculating flight path. Locking in cargo.
This is taking a long time.
Launch in T-10.
Oh, there we go.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff.
The frickin' tower's in the way.
God damn it.
Oh,
God, this would look cool from the top of that tower.
how's it shooting out? Oh, what the
I
fuck?
don't like this. Oh wait, no, that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Space.
It's been a wormhole.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna blow us up.
Yeah. Must have shot the singularity cores that you crafted.
It is the same animation as the portal.
Yeah. That's...
Huh.
Oh.
Oh good, memory search is done. So yes, with that, our goals in this game are complete. And we have the second hardest achievement in the game with finishing Phase 5. And that was a really cool ending. It felt... deserved might not be the right word, but definitely climactic. Now, there are only 2 more achievements left to get. One achievement is for building the Sky Needle itself, which I haven't gotten because Speedy was the one to build the first one for us. So me and Collie take turns building a new one just to have that achievement pop for us. Well, that was a great animation. I'd love to see it. Oh, you gonna look at it first?
Our purpose is still being completed. Yeah. You can't do anything else.
What if we saw that all over again? What if we put this in Birdie's base?
Yeah.
Birdie,
I
do you,
like that.
It still shoots to the same point. It just changes the angle.
yeah,
slightly.
do you want the space elevator?
No?
Okay.
Too bad.
I'll just get the achievement real quick.
Let me get out of the way. You get rotated at me. Fuck off.
Yeah, achievement! Now, the final achievement in the game is to buy the golden nut. This requires you to have 1,000 fix-it tokens. This is no small amount of tokens. And basically, the way to get this is to redirect all your production into the sink. Every single high tier item you've been making, you jump it straight into the sink and collect points. This took a few days of just letting the game run and pumping up supply. It was honestly super annoying and super frustrating, but we got it. We got 1,000 tokens, and I purchased the golden nut.
More gas filters, please.
Congratulations, you are now a contributor to a popular Pioneer trend. In earlier testing phases of the Save the Day program, pioneers could not get enough of these nuts, to the point of featuring nuts in every single picture they took. This obsession
Beautiful.
eventually became unhealthy, and pioneers were taught the skill of restraint and not holding anything in their hands. Still, to honor the love humanity had for these nuts, a statue was commissioned, so we can honor the impact these nuts had on pioneers across the universe.
That was another glorious, well-earned achievement. However, much like some of the other glorious achievements in this game, it's not shared. There were 2 other people in this game when I got the nut. I used tokens that we had all put in for, and just because I'm the one who hit buy, I'm the only one who gets the achievement. Passing the nut back and forth does not help. That's honestly dumb. That sucks. Because the token points are actually exponential. So if you get the first 1,000, a second 1,000 is not simple. This is the only true thing I think that is actually just bad game design and unfair to multiplayer players. I think this should be fixed. However, there is a fun interaction with the nut that if you put it in an elevator, it just gets locked in space.
I'm sure I can craft like a few smart filters and just have the overflow set to sync.
Benny, do you like my nut and your pony
Are we
club?
not going down?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're just going to leave it in the elevator.
Bye! Colin, it does not work well in elevators. But with the failure of the nut to stick with us, we end our 100%ing of Satisfactory. This was a very fun game. It's not necessarily a hard game, it's just a time-consuming game where if you're better at the game, you can have it done faster. And I think that's quite a cool genre. I would recommend this to anyone who likes building in any game. If you're a Minecraft person, you'll probably like this game. So with that, I leave you with a short tour of the base, followed by the only true end that could be seen, which is my tower of bullshit up in the sky. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Hunter. This has been my first video on my new 100%ing channel. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please leave a like. Please subscribe and leave a comment. I mean, you've been here for about 2 hours, so I feel like if you're seeing the end of this and you're seeing this message, that's a pretty good indicator that you've enjoyed the video. So thank you for your time. I'll hopefully be putting these out every
I like
fortnight
how
or at the
with
worst
3 of the
monthly.
alien things we're producing.
Drop a
13,000.
recommendation in the comments if you'd like. And once again, thank you for your time. Alright, I think this is going to be where I probably do the last part of the video, unless I do a weird house build. Have you ever gone into that, like, hole in the world? That. Yeah, I mean, probably is. Just gonna... You know, I hate to leave something unexplored, though, you know? Definitely didn't jump off the giant tower. And start careening down towards this. Alright, we're going into the great unknown, boys.
Please return to your designated zone.
Hey,
Failure to comply
are we on a
will result in
floating island?
termination.